Right, so how are we all doing? So we've got two strimmer heads here, one genuine STIHL AutoCut C26-2, and we have a fake clone copy. So I'm going to strip these apart, see what the build quality is like and differences and stuff, and yeah, whether it's worth buying a cheap aftermarket one as opposed to spending the big bucks on these STIHL ones. So firstly, how to spot a fake. You will have STIHL writing on the real ones, and on these cheap copy ones there won't be any STIHL logo on it. That's the first sign. Slightly shinier finish on the middle cap, as opposed to this is sort of a more of a matte colour. I was surprised these actually seem fairly well made. Plastic seems quite good. I thought they were going to be complete rubbish. Why I bought this is not for me, this is for a customer of mine. Just wanted a cheap strimmer head, so I said I'll try one of these out, see what it's like. So yeah, you'll have STIHL stamping on the original one. Little sign there, 3 little marks from the moulding process on this one, on the genuine one. So if yours hasn't got that, it's unlikely to be genuine. Another way to tell it's fake as well is look at the line. This is quite see-through, this line, whereas STIHL's one is a lot more orange. And if you look closely at the line, it's got little lines running, sort of twisting through it. That's what they normally come with, 2.4. So yeah, if your line's white or clear, or you've got this sort of, it's more sort of a see-through colour, if that makes sense. It's probably going to be hard to tell by the camera, but yeah, it's... So price-wise, again, if you're good on shopping online and stuff, or finding good deals, you can pick these up for around maybe £20, £30 UK. This one cost me £10, I think, something like that. Again, you can buy them cheaper or more expensive. One thing to note when you're buying these is you have to make sure that this thread size in here is correct for the STIHLs. This thread size is 10mm by 1mm, the thread pitch. A lot of them that they sell will be 10mm by 1.25, so the threads will be slightly bigger, so it won't screw onto your STIHL gearbox. So you need to make sure, if you're buying a cheap one, to get the 10mm by 1mm thread size. So firstly, straight off the bat, it's slightly different in here. That's got a nice proper locking thing on. I did try this on the strimmer head, and it is a little bit loose. The little thrust plate that sits on here, it's slightly sloppy when you screw this one on, whereas this one, it's nice and tight. So there's obviously a bit of a design flaw with these fake ones not having that. I'm guessing that inner sleeve or whatever that pushes up against it, as opposed to this one not having anything in there. So let's take this one apart, the new one. 2 little tabs either side, just to get that up. When you do get a new strimmer head as well, this one's been sat for a while, and the cord is all wrapped in there and tangled, and it doesn't feed very well, which is a bit of a pain. So I'd always recommend, when you get a new one, get rid of all this line and start again with it, just in case it's overwrapped itself. And again, I think they put far too much cord in here as well, because that catches on bits on the inside. So if you're finding your strimmer line is getting blocked up all the time, especially when you restring it, don't put so much cord in. Just put, 5 meters or something in, because again, look, that's just really stiff in there. That is far too much line for a strimmer head, in my opinion. You're just going to overload the head, make it harder to turn. Quick tip there, stop putting so much cord in your line and your bump features work a lot nicer. Let's do the same to this one. Oh, the eyelet came off already. and that cap's just come off there as well. And that line looks weird. I don't know why one's not wrapped around the top. Rather strange. Not very much line comes in this either. We can pull that through. Genuine on the left, fake one on the right. Relatively similar. Feels quite sturdy. So let's look at these. Again, a lot better eyelets. They're going to allow the line to probably feed a lot easier than these ones. Might have issues with these coming off. Both springs not too bad. Steel's probably a bit more heavy duty. Again, this one feels a little bit more flimsy. Still not too bad though. But yeah, the fact that this one all comes apart is not too good. And again, yeah, Steel's is a lot more robust. Yeah, that moves nice and free. So again, build quality not amazing, not too bad. That's a brief teardown of these. Let's see if this loads the proper way. Feeding it through. Let's see if these holes line up and you can actually feed it like standard ones. Pull an equal amount out either end. Not too worried about that for the moment, and let's see if it winds up properly. Because how it came, it wasn't going to work in my eyes, but we'll see. So yeah, it wound quite easily. I'll just take this off again and see if it's wound it properly. So that's just wound it on the top one, see. So whether that's going to work or not, I don't know. Let's try it in the genuine one. If you line your arrows up there with this black line, feed it all the way through. Let's see how this one's loaded. So yeah, that one's loaded properly, half on the bottom, half on the top. So whether that's going to work or not, I don't know. That's a bit of a concern. Steel one's definitely loads better. Whether this is not actually designed to be a easy loading one, I don't know. But yeah, a bit concerning why that didn't load properly. And again, it just wraps all into the same one, which is odd. I mean, it works. When it bumps, it pulls out further, so yeah, again, it's just wrapping itself on one run where it should split it and wrap them equally. So there we go, a couple of little differences there. Again, the cord doesn't wind properly like it does in this one. It still appears to be pulling out when you bump it, but again, we'll need to see how it runs. So yeah, if you're on a tight budget, you know, you can give these a go. Again, it doesn't fit very well. I will reiterate that the fitting is not perfect on the gearbox because it's missing that kind of the piece there really to fully clamp down that big plate that sits over this bit here, and the little other bit that's on the splined shaft of the gearbox. So yeah, this is not a bad copy. Any more than £10 and it's too much money in my opinion, so if you can pick one up cheap enough, it might be worth trying. But yeah, I'd probably stick to these ones, to be honest. Just better build quality and proper functioning of the winder and stuff. Right, I hope that shined a bit of insight onto these ones, and if you wondered whether they were any good or not, like I say, build quality's not too bad. Feels quite good, to be honest, quite weighty. It's not really lightweight and rubbish. It's just let down by this inner section, and this bit here not properly locating onto the STIHL's gearbox. So yeah, leave me a thumbs up, be much appreciated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.